Financing can be an awesome tool for your business if you're looking to level up, but keep your unique situation in mind and choose the option that'll set you up for long-term success. Business owners all over Australia are faced with the same choice: finance or pay cash for their assets. Why is it an important decision to make? Well, it has the potential to shape your business's financial landscape for years to come. So, which decision should you make? Let's start with why you want to consider financing. Financing an asset can be a real lifesaver for a lot of companies out there. Let's say you have a small manufacturing business and you know there's a tool that you can buy that will take your production to the next level, but it's $200,000, which can be a lot of money for a small business. If you finance the purchase, you can buy it without having to cough up the entire amount all at once. Financing the machine also means you can keep more cash in your pocket for other small investments that won't make a dent in your cash flow or for rainy days that might come your way. A benefit you might not have thought of is that if you make your loan repayments on time, you're building your credit score, and a solid credit history opens doors to more financing options with better terms down the road. Now, let's talk about the not so great side of financing. Obviously, financing isn't free. You're going to end up paying more in the long run to cover the interest fees and other bank charges. It'll always be cheaper to pay cash from the get-go. You'll also need to commit to regular repayments, which can be both a blessing and a curse. On the one hand, it helps build up that credit score we talked about earlier. On the other hand, it can put some serious pressure on your cash flow. If you hit a rough patch, those repayments could become a real pain to manage. Another thing to consider is you might find yourself stuck in a contract that's just not working for you anymore, and your hands will be tied. We had a client who owned a graphic design agency and decided to finance a set of high-end all-in-one workstations for her team. 2 years into the contract, cloud-based design software and remote working became the new norm, allowing your team to work efficiently from their own devices at home. The great thing about the shift is she had the opportunity to save on workspace and related expenses. So she decided to change her business model and transition to a remote work setup. But because she was locked into the financing contract for the workstations, she had faced a bit of a dilemma. Breaking the contract would mean she had to pay some pretty hefty penalties, and she would need to pay off the balance for the workstations, which are no longer essential for her operations. So she was left with no other option but to keep paying them off and eventually selling them, which was also not easy because there wasn't really a need for the equipment anymore. We had another client, Sarah, who owned a small cafe in the city. She came to us wanting to expand her operations by opening a second location, and she needed some new equipment to make that happen. The big ticket item on her list was a top-of-the-line espresso machine valued at $15,000. Sarah had two choices: pay cash for the espresso machine or finance it. She had enough cash on hand to cover the cost, but she wasn't sure if it was the right decision. So we weighed up her options. Paying cash would mean Sarah could own the machine outright with no strings attached, but it would also leave her with a thinner safety net for any unexpected expenses down the road, especially since she was paying to fit out the new space. Financing the machine will let her hang on to more of her cash, giving her the flexibility to invest in other areas of her new cafe or handle any curveballs life might throw her way. Of course, she knew that she would have to commit to regular repayments for the next couple of years, which could impact her cash flow. And there were the interest fees that were going to bump up the total cost of the machine. But in the end, we decided to help her finance the machine because she was just more comfortable having the extra cushion to help her cover the costs of new inventory, staff, training, and marketing. So in her case, the benefits of financing far outweighed the drawbacks. But remember, every business is unique. Financing can be an awesome tool for your business if you're looking to level up, but keep your unique situation in mind and choose the option that'll set you up for long-term success. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. My name is Jordan from Grace Based Advisory. Thank you for listening and we'll catch you next time.